Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about something that just can't be said in email. Can't be said in text. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about something that, at 1:30 this morning, just propelled me out of bed. Something that was a little heavy on my heart, very big on my chest and shoulders, and I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about just these next few months. Most of you guys are about 8 to 12 weeks training with me. And the other half has been training with me for a while. But these are good things that I want to go over and talk about because they relate to your guys' success in and outside the gym. A couple of things I did at this morning was I want to talk about motivation. And I want to talk about your will and your want factor and your whys. Why you coming to the gym, why you continue to do what you do on a daily basis. So I woke up this morning and I just started jotting down some notes here about motivation and what keeps us going and what keeps the fire alive and what keeps us getting from point A to point B. And I have a couple talking points real quick that I want to go over. And what I want to do is I want to utilize this video as a video that you can use when you're doing your cardio on the treadmill, or a video that you can use while you're working out, or whatever the case is. That way it can keep you going and keep you motivated throughout the entire process for a lifelong sustainable goal. Okay. First thing is just your motivation. Going into the next few months, we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all these things coming up. But those holidays and those events and those things, those really shouldn't be excuses, for you to not keep your fitness alive. A lot of times, and I've been doing this for a long time, a lot of times, fitness and results will take a back seat to our success. And we start to, think, well, I want to get through the today rather than get through the long term, the big picture. And what I want to do is I want you to understand that this is a lifelong goal. This is a life term, a lifestyle. And what I mean by that is that, your motivation has to stay consistent on a daily basis. The first talking point I want to talk about is just your knowledge. What you learn inside the gym, what you learn about your muscles, what you learn about your nutrition, your protein, carbs, fats, what you learn about your supplementations, your whey, your BCAAs, all this stuff, everything that you learn inside the gym. I want to talk about that because if you're learning that inside the gym, but you're not applying that inside the gym, well, then what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're learning how to exercise and you're learning how to have a good, healthy, balanced diet, and you're learning how to, keep your supplementation up, if you're learning how to rest properly and how to hydrate properly, if you're learning all that stuff, but you're not applying that, well, then you're not going to see the results that you're looking for. Therefore, you're going to lose your motivation. So I'm going to ask you this question. If you're coming into the gym on a daily basis and you're getting that knowledge and you're thirsty for change and you're thirsty for just embetterment, but you're not applying that inside and outside the gym, well, that's like going to an 11-year doctor school and missing that final year. I'm going to go to be a doctor, but I'm not going to take a test to get my doctor's degree. It's like, well, why did you even go through that? Why did you go through all that sacrifice? And that to me is more wasteful than anything else. If you're thirsty for that knowledge, but you're not applying that, then you got to get those results. The other thing is that if you don't have a proper plan of attack, what I mean by that is every month we go over our plan of attack. We go over our cardio goals, our nutritional goals, supplement goals, weights goals, training goals, rest goals, hydration goals, what your BMR is, what your intake should be, what your protein intake should be. Yeah, we go over all these goals, everything. All this proper plan of attack. But if we're going over that plan of attack and you're not utilizing that and you're not applying that to your program, therefore you're not going to see results, what's going to happen? You're going to lose your motivation again. All of a sudden you went from losing, 1 or 2 pounds, you went from losing 3 or 4 pounds per month, now you're losing 1 or 2 pounds per month. Well, this was happening or that was happening, but we set this goal out and that goal out. Well, what happened? What happened to your plan of attack? What happened to your will, your drive? You signed off on these things saying you're going to commit to this stuff, and all of a sudden these excuses, if you will, came up. Where it's like, I lost my motivation, I lost my path, I lost my fitness, took a back seat. The reason why I signed up took a back seat. And that's what I want to prevent, because everybody's got a reason for wanting to be here. Everybody's got some kind of goal for what they want to hit for themselves. But what I want to do is I want to keep that goal alive, keep that fire, that drive alive in you, keep you going from point A to point B. The other thing is I want you guys to understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Most of you guys are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old with me. Well, if you're that old, it's not going to happen in 2, 3, 4 weeks. If it took your body 20, 30, 40 years to get you to from this point, You're not going to change it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're not going to change it in a weekly number. It's not going to happen. This is a marathon, not a sprint. What I mean by that is this is a lifestyle. This is something that's going to be consistent. These habitual habits are going to help you in times of your life where, you know what, I don't know how to handle certain situations. Well, I'm going to buck up and use my self-discipline to get me from point A to point B. You know what I mean by that is that, you know, I want you guys to take away certain things from what we do here, but I also want you guys to understand that this is something that's going to sustain you with you guys for a long term. I always think long term. I always think big picture. If you can't think that, if you don't have that vision inside of you to think big picture, then I'm telling you right now, that short-term success is not going to get you the long-term sustainability from that you strive to be. You understand? So I want you to remember this stuff. If it took you about 20, 30, 40, 50 years to get there, you're not going to get it in 2, 3, 4 weeks. You have to think long-term, okay? People, a lot of people are quitting because they're not seeing the results fast enough. You know, and that goes back to that long-term. You know, if you're not seeing those results fast enough, you have to marathon, not sprint. And if it was that easy, if this stuff was that easy, if it was so easy, where we would just wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden we're, you know, in shape, then everybody be walking around here like ripped, you know, cover models. But that's not true, because if you look at those cover models, it's bullcrap, because, you know, like, it's all fake. You know, anyways, but the point I'm trying to make is if it was that easy, then we'd all be there. We'd all be where we're going at, and we wouldn't have to have, you know, those motivational tools, because we'd wake up tomorrow and just be like, okay, I got this. I got to do this wrong. It's not how this works. This is hard. This is a daily struggle. It's a daily grind. It's one of those things where, you know, it shouldn't be stressful in your life, but at the same time too, this is if you want to be where you want to be at. If you have a vision of what you want to look like, or you have a vision of who you want to be, or what you want to do with your body, or what you want to do with your fitness, then you have to make sure it is a struggle. It is that hard. Because what makes it hard is the exciting part. If it was easy, it would have no value to it. And then you'd be like, oh, you know, whatever, I'll just throw it away. But because it's hard, it's creating that value in itself. Think about the things that you cherish the most in your life. Think about those things. Those things you worked really, really hard for. Those things you strived for. Those things you dedicated your life for. Those things that you cherish the most in your life. Those things didn't come easy to you. If they did, they would have no value. But what makes it hard is because it has value to this stuff. So you have to remember that too. I want to go back to a certain scenario real quick, and I want to talk with you about, like, let's just put it this way. Say you're painting a picture. You go out and you buy an easel, you buy the paintbrush, you buy the paint, you paint a picture, you put it in your living room, and all of a sudden you look at the painting, and you're like, what do I paint? What do I paint? And each day by day you're painting, you know, one line on that portrait. You know, you're painting one line on that picture. You're painting one color here every day for 365 days for, you know, 2, 3 years. You're painting one line. And then all of a sudden, that picture becomes this great, you know, portrait. It's like, oh my God, like, look at this stuff. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe I started this project 2, 3 years ago. Now all of a sudden, that picture that you painted took you 2, 3 years. That picture is going to have a lot of value to it, because not only did it take you that long to get there, but every day there was some kind of emotion given into it. Every day there was some kind of stress given into it. Every day there was something that was given into it. So I want you to think about your fitness as like a painting. Like you're painting a picture to it. Okay. Transformation process is 100 times harder than being in shape, and I'm going into that real quick. And what I mean by that is that transforming your body is not, like I said, not supposed to be easy. A lot of these points overlap each other, but it's not supposed to be easy. In fact, transforming your body is actually harder than being in shape. When somebody that's in shape, it's not hard to get out of shape. You know, like somebody that's already in shape, it's like, okay, cool. I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta be. You know, I know what I gotta do to get me from point A to point B. But somebody that's not in shape, it's harder for them. And the reason why it's hard for them is because they're changing their mind. They're changing the way that they think about things. And I'll go back to a certain situation, a certain scenario, kind of like a credit card account, right? Well, a credit card account, you rack up interest. And all of a sudden, interest racks up. You know, you went from paying, you know, $100 towards principal to now you're paying $25 towards principal, right? Now, kind of follow me with this one real quick, but, you know, your body fat or your fat mass is like your interest rate, okay? So, real quick, if you're go to an energy source, well, your body fat's a stored energy source. And I hope this is making sense, but what I'm trying to say is that your body fat's a stored energy source. So, if you are accumulating body fat, it's going to take you longer to pay off that body fat, to get rid of that body fat, than it is if you already had 0% body fat. Does that make sense? Or what I mean by 0%, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that somebody that's already in shape spends more time utilizing calories to help with their muscle tissue, to help with their fibers, and somebody who's not in shape, who has to get in shape, get there, get to that, burn off that body fat, if you will, to get them from point A to point B. So what I'm saying is that get in shape, and I'm telling you, you will have that maintenance, that okay, I can just get what I got to get to, do what I got to do to keep where I'm going, but get in shape first. Okay, go to that Store Energy Source, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. A couple of things I want to talk about real quick, and I'm going to wrap this up here, is that I want to talk about 5 ways to keep your motivation alive, 5 ways to keep that want factor alive, that will factor alive. Number 1 is you got to track your results. We do these assessments on a monthly basis because we track our results. Whether good or bad results, we always track our results. Why do we track our results? Well, because you have to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You have to know what went well for you last month and what didn't go well for you last month. If you're not tracking your results and you're just showing up every day and there's no reason why you're showing up, you don't have that reason why you're showing up, then all of a sudden, it's like, well, why am I even here? You lose that, you give more value to the pain of why you're there. So track your results. That's going to help you stay motivated. If you have a picture, the day you started, picture day 1, boom, you put it there. Then you put your stats on there. I'm 198 pounds. Boom, I take a picture of myself, 198 pounds, boom, put it on my fridge. Let's say I want to get to 175 pounds, 170 pounds, right? But if I don't track those results, if I don't look at that picture, and you constantly use that picture as a motivational tool to get me to where I want to be at, then I'm not doing anything. I'm not tracking, I'm not seeing the long-term sustainability, the big picture, if you will. Right? So track your results. That's going to help you stay motivated. Number 2 is set a date. Get a goal. Okay? Set a long-term goal. Set something, or a short-term goal. Set something 90 days from now. Something that gives value to your program. Something that gives value to your plan. Because here's the thing. And I'll just be blatantly honest with you guys about this. When you set a goal and you announce it to the world that you're doing a goal, and you say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do a marathon in 90 days. I'm gonna do a show in 90 days. I have a reunion in 90 days. I'm gonna do a wedding in 90 days. I'm gonna do this or whatever. I'm gonna do this. 90 days." Okay. If you announce it to the world like that, okay, the world all of a sudden holds you accountable. Now that accountability tool happens. I got 90 days to get me to my goal. Right. Okay. So you have 90 days there. Right? If you set that goal out 90 days, but one day goes by, you don't focus on that goal. Another day goes by, you don't focus on the goal. Another day goes by, well, your goal date doesn't change. So if you don't set a goal date, you're constantly moving like this. But your goal date doesn't change. So you have a 90-day goal that's like this big, and all of a sudden you waste 30 days. Now all of a sudden your goal is this big. Now you wait 30 days. Now your goal is this big. Well, all of a sudden your goal comes, and you're like, man, I wish I would have had that 90 days, an extra 60 days to get me to my goal, right? Then on top of that too, you just announced it to the world that you did this goal, that's 90-day goal. So people are expecting you to be like, oh, okay, this is something you strive for, it's something you worked for. If you don't set, what the point I'm trying to make is if you don't set that goal, if you don't set that date for that goal, then all of a sudden that accountability is not going to be there, and you're going to lose that motivation. So set that date to that goal. Set that goal date. That's going to help you, okay? The other thing is you got to get a workout partner, workout buddy. Yeah, you got to get somebody that's going to help you push you from point A to point B. You got to get somebody that's going to help you get you out of bed early in the morning. You got to get somebody that's going to help you, when you don't want to go to the gym after work, or you had a bad day at work, or whatever the case is. You got to get somebody that's going to help you stay on track. Somebody that's going to help you motivate you or to inspire you to get you from point A to point B. Because that person that's going to get you there is just like that 90-day goal. You're trusting that person to get you there, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that if you're being disloyal to that person, or let's just say this person, you say, hey, I'm going to come to the gym with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and all of a sudden Wednesday comes around, and you're just like, I'm not feeling the gym today, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that takes a big person to let down that person, that takes a kind of character to let down somebody that you committed to going to the gym. If that makes sense? So if you get a workout buddy, if you get a workout partner, okay, somebody that's going to hold you accountable, somebody that's going to say, hey, I need you at the gym every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 o'clock with me to do our cardio, to do our weight training sessions, to whatever the case is. If you cancel on that person, that's not good character. That's not good characteristics, if you will. That's decommitment. That's just like that. That's like setting that goal and not committing and seeing it through, right? So get a workout partner to hold you accountable there. The other thing is changing your routine. Sometimes, we get into this habit of going to the same gym, doing the same exercises, doing the same thing over and over and over, and all of a sudden it gets boring, whatever, right? Well, if you don't change your routine, change the way you dress, change the way your shoes are, or change, okay, I've been to the best way. I remember I got a new pair of shoes that day, put them on, I don't want to do nothing but go running. I just want to go running like crazy, right? I remember I bought some new workout shirts. I wanted to go to the gym and show them off. Change your routine. I remember I go to different gyms all around the valley. Why do I go to different gyms all around the valley? It's not because I like to go to different gyms around the valley. It's because every gym's got some different equipment on it. It's going to help keep me motivated through the process. Whether I'm hiking a mountain, whether I'm running in a marathon, whether I'm lifting weights at a gym session, whether I'm doing CrossFit classes, whatever the case is, I'm doing something different to keep me motivated, something to keep me going, if you will. So change your routine. Okay. The last thing is have the right plan. Know what you want, know what's going to get you there, and know how to get there, okay? Have the right plan. Those 5 key things, track your results, set a date, get a partner, change your routine, have the right plan. That's what's going to help keep you motivated and stay motivated through the process, okay? Those 5 key points right there, I would hope that those would keep you motivated into November, December, and January, okay? The last thing I want to talk about real quick before I wrap this up is just trimming the fat, the mental fat, if you will. Because a lot of times, too, is, yes, we have the physical body fat, so we got to, and yes, we all want that lower and we all want that down, but if we don't get rid of the mental fat, if you don't change the way we think, you don't get rid of that mental fat, then all of a sudden, none of this is going to matter. So we need to change the way we think, okay? What I would say to help trim that mental fat is get rid of the people that are holding you back. Get rid of the people that don't see your success or don't see your vision for you. If you don't get rid of those people out of your life, then all of a sudden, you will be only as good as they are, and if they're not good people around you, you're not going to be good yourself. So get rid of those people that don't see that same vision as you. Trust me on this. Get rid of those people out of your life. Change your job if your job is bothering you. Change the way you are 80% of the time if this is bothering you. And I'll be honest with you, okay, about the jobs we had too, is that yes, your job is there to make a means to an end or whatever the case is, but your happiness is not dictated by the job that you have. Your job is to help get you those means to help with your happiness. Does that make sense? What I mean by that is that if you have a job, and I was a bagger for a year at a grocery store. I was a nighttime stalker for another year at a grocery store. You name it, I've been in those jobs. I started out this Europa scrubbing toilets. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it takes to get to changing your job. But trust me on this. You cannot let those outside sources, whether it's your job or it's an activity you're doing or whatever the case is, you can't let those outside sources reflect your happiness. Your happiness is so important that you can't let those things affect you, okay? And the last thing is keep your confidence alive. I always say this. There's 2 types of confidence in this world. There's inner and outer confidence. Outer confidence is your ego. Your inner confidence is your pride. Take pride in yourself. Take a little bit of pride in what you do and how you want to live and how you want to be. If you take pride in yourself and what you want to do, that outer confidence doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about those exterior elements. You don't have to worry about those things that what people are thinking about you or what people are doing around you. You don't have to keep your confidence in what you're doing alive. Keep your confidence that you're going to get yourself from point A to point B. Do not, and I repeat this, do not let somebody's vision or somebody's words that they say about you be your reputation, whatever. Don't let somebody's reputation about you be who you are. Be the person you want to be. Okay? Does that make sense? Be the one that you see yourself as. When you look in that mirror and say, I'm going to be better every single day. Be that person that's better every single day. Do it to the best of your ability. When you do that, I guarantee you you'll be successful at this. And the best way I'll do it, and the best thing I can tell you right now is that look at what we have done as a team, collectively as a team, as a group. Look at the way we have transformed not only just our gym, but our vision in our gym. And I mean by that is that if you look at most of you have been training me for a long time, but what I'm saying is over the last 3+ years now, we have grinded. We have been in certain situations where we didn't know what we were doing. We have been in certain situations where we have people around us that were negatively impacting us. We have seen people come and go through those doors. We have seen people, have great success through those doors and, whatever the case is. But the point I'm trying to make is that where we're at today with this new studio, where we're at today with this new gym, and where we're at is we left that situation because we got rid of the people around us that were negatively impacting us. We got rid of the people that are around, and trust me, it was a hard thing to do. It was a scary thing to do. Trust me, it was scary to do. We got rid of the people around us that, just didn't succeed the same success that we saw. And on top of that too, we changed positions, we changed jobs. Now all of a sudden we're going from just being just a rent. Excuse me, I don't mean rentable. You know what I'm saying is we're going from being just a straight on like, you know, oh, I'm gonna come in here and just do my daily activities, just do my come in, show up, my cup of coffee, and take people through a workout, whatever the case is. And now all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I want to get better at that. I want to get better at it. You know, people are asking me, you know, why are you wearing jeans to the gym? So I'm like, well, I want to dress for the job that I have, not the job that I want. And what I mean by that is that keep your vision alive as far as how you see yourself. Okay. So again, I hope these motivational tools and these 5 bullet points there that help keep you motivated and that mental fat trimming stuff, I hope those things help you out over the next 90 days. I hope those things help you out over the next course of the 2 or 3 months there. I know it's a longer video there, but trust me, if you just take that 20 minutes out of your day, you watch this video here, and hopefully it keeps you going, keeps you alive there. 365 Gym is where it's at. It's where it's going to be at. I hope you guys stay consistent and stay healthy with your lifestyle. Okay. Thank you for your time. Jason out.